Nope. What's going on, guys? So today I just want to make a quick video. I've been kind of on a roll with some of the things that might sound a little conspiratorial, although this is really important for men's health. So the last few videos, I talked about like some of the propaganda behind the breakfast industry and why, for example, we're raised to think a certain way, and then if you wake up, you realize, well, okay, like society told me this growing up. Why were they telling me that? Is that true? Is this thing actually healthy for me? Right? And there's certain things about the breakfast industry, certain things about just being able to be more self-aware, think more freely, or critically. And so today I'll actually want to talk about just a few little things about what's affecting your health as a man in Western society and in general, just to be careful of, right? So number one is water, right? So I know that sounds like a little bit crazy, but in a lot of places, especially the US, for example, they serve a lot of things in plastic containers, right? So whether it's food or water bottles or whatever you're drinking in a plastic bottle, number one, if you heat up plastic, right, like microwavable food, heating up plastic is not good, and it releases more dangerous chemicals for your body. And then already without heating it up, there's some dangerous chemicals that seep out of the plastic into the drink or the food, right? So just for example, to start, just drinking water out of a plastic bottle, there's certain chemicals that aren't good for you. And there's also estrogens in it, which is the chemical that women produce naturally, right? And for men, it's testosterone, right? So, for example, there's a lot of estrogen in things like soybeans. And so this has happened to men before. And just to give you an example, like sometimes when men have had too much soy, there's a ton of estrogen in soy, they start to develop gynecomastia, which is basically man boobs. There's no other way to say that. I know it sounds kind of funny, but that's why it's important for you to drink, to consume more things that help you produce more testosterone as a man, and less things that have estrogen in it or help you produce estrogen. You want less of that, right? So, for example, even just in a plastic water bottle, there's these chemicals and estrogens that you'll be drinking. Obviously, not great. And then things like tap water, that also happens there, right? So a few people have talked about this already, but there are estrogens that are inside the tap water system, and probably for different reasons. But one of the big reasons, funny enough, and it's kind of weird to hear this, is that women, when they take birth control and they urinate, right, they flush it down the toilet, it goes into the system, right, it actually doesn't get completely broken down. So funny enough, as a man, you're drinking some estrogens as well as other things that aren't so good for you, as well as the birth control, right? And men, we're not really supposed to be taking women's birth control. So this is not good for multiple reasons that I just talked about, right? Like, you want to avoid that, do more things that protect your health and help you raise your testosterone. Now, it goes without saying, because I already went down that path, try to avoid things with soy in it, right? Like soy sauce, soybeans, soy milk, whatever. There's tons of things that have soy in it, so you might want to start looking at the labels for things that do that. And there's other things that produce a lot of estrogens as well. So you want to start looking into foods that have that inside of it, so you can avoid it. Now, this all kind of leads you down the path of thinking more critically about your health, right? So just a side note to all of this, I saw a video by a guy who was a neurosurgeon, and he quit his job because he was like working for the hospital system. So basically he realized that all of the things that actually heal your body are things that are easy for us to come by, right? So like really like just sleeping enough, getting sunlight, being active, right? Like whatever you're able to do with your body, making sure to like push yourself physically a little bit every day, and eating the right kinds of foods that aren't processed, right? That's key, not processed foods. All these things will actually naturally heal your body without medications, prescriptions, whatever a lot of like doctors and hospital systems tell you that you need. And the reason that this neurosurgeon quit his hospital job, right? Like imagine just like going through all those years of schooling, like medical schooling. I know they spend tons of time in school, which is crazy to think like you would look back on it and then realize that it's not a system that you want to be inside. But I mean, props to this guy for leaving, because he realized that basically a lot of the doctors and hospital system, it's a essentially a business, and to stay afloat they actually need to make money, and so that actually makes it really sad. Like you think it's healthcare and they really want to take care of you, right? And I'm not saying that there aren't doctors that don't want to help, don't want to take care of you, but really a lot of this stuff comes from holistic natural methods. And so the reason he quit and what he was saying is that they're keeping the business afloat, so they need to do things that will actually like basically keep you in that system, right? Keep you coming back to the doctor, keep you continuing to need the medication and pills and whatever else, like, because they'll tell you need something for a little bit or for your whole life, like now you've got to take this medication forever now. And there's so many examples of healthy people who have reversed their conditions with natural methods. And sometimes, I picked up on this from people like Dr. Joe Dispenza, is people with like really serious illnesses have reversed their illnesses from these natural methods, as well as their mindset, right? Like they didn't let that thing defeat them, and they were able to undo it. Like it wasn't just a generational disease or generational like thing, like oh, my family, they all have diabetes. Like it's like, what? Like if you actually take care of yourself and don't eat what's shoved down your throat by society, right? Like if you actually just like freely think, critically think about taking care of yourself, you're going to be so much better off. And I'm going to be really honest with you, I've seen a couple videos like this that have blown up on YouTube, and I've noticed that they've been censored, right? So it's pretty alarming that that sort of thing would happen, but I hope this video helps you actually consider taking care of your health more, and also realize, that some of these things that people are getting, that they're sort of like prescribed, like you have diabetes, you have this, blah, blah, blah. It's like, you can prevent those things. It's not like you're just going to get it because it runs in your family, right? And it's really just all up to you, your mindset, and how you actually treat your body, right? So all I can say is really think critically and love yourself more. You got this.